Hi, everybody. This is Saad. Today is Remembrance Day in the Commonwealth countries, where Commonwealth countries honor and remember those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect our liberties and freedoms. Now, that assumes that there are certain values that have defined the cultures within the Commonwealth, right? And those values ostensibly one would think are worth protecting. Now, what happens when we allow the idea pathogen of cultural relativism to spread like wildfire throughout the world? Well, then you no longer have the confidence to say that all cultures are not equal, which, of course, is a central mantra of the ultra progressive folks, certainly in academia. All cultures are equal, except that our culture in the West is less equal than others. A society that has that kind of self loathing cannot survive. So, all those people who lost their lives protecting the Western values, the Western canons of deontological principles, are not being honored. This is why you're seeing now massive disrespect throughout the West of the ability to remember the ones who have given their lives, because the argument is that the West is corrupt, the West is diseased, and other cultures that share none of the key foundational values of the West are now slowly but increasingly rapidly taking over many of the public spaces where 10 years ago you wouldn't have seen similar situations. And that could only get worse to the extent that the West doesn't wish to implement the types of intervention strategies that can give the West any chance of recovering from what's going on. Cultures are not equal. A culture that cuts off the clitorises of 5-year-old girls is less good than a culture that protects the integrity of a little girl's clitoris. A culture that has LGBTQ parades every 14 seconds is superior to a culture where you're introduced to gravity based conversion therapy as an LGBTQ member. A culture that hides women in freedom veils is less good than a culture that allows women to be full equal citizens in every area of life. A culture that says, hey, Jews are allowed to exist as co-members of a society is superior to a culture that says, rid the Jews of the world. Cultures are not equal. Cultures come with a set of values, and those values are either going to promote the maximal flourishing of individual dignity or they don't. Nothing could be clearer. The problem that we have today is you have a confluence of dreadful ideas that are making the West lose the war without a shot being fired. I honor those that have lost their lives to protect the freedoms and liberties of the West, but boy, I'm heartbroken at the thought that they might have all done it in vain. Take care, everybody.